Hello, I'm Sophia Lou and welcome to my channel.
Hello guys and welcome to this month's challenge video. As heavily requested by you guys, I am doing the one marker challenge. As you can see, I'm just picking out one of my markers there, and that is my coral. So to show you, I've actually done 2 illustrations instead of 1, and I'll explain about a bit more the story behind the illustrations in a minute. The reason why I chose to do 2 instead of 1 is because I don't know, I like the one marker challenge, but I find that I can get over the illustration quite quickly. So to make the video a bit more interesting, I wanted to do 2 and was really hoping for some really different colours. I've used my mangaka flexible for my lines, and I will be using one marker and a gel pen. For anyone asking, the sketchbook I'm using is a paper chase one. And I'm just giving you a quick flick through of I am actually taking part in Mermaid. And if anyone wants to see my illustrations up nice and close, if you go to my Instagram and Twitter, you can see it there. So I'm going to explain a bit more about Mermaid. Mermaid is where you do an illustration of a mermaid every day throughout May, a bit like Jellybees and Audrey Claire's May We Draw Daily, and that's my sort of like take on it. Me and my friend had already heard about Mermaid, and we were really excited to try it out because we absolutely love drawing like mythical creatures. So we've been really pushing out the boundaries with this. So these illustrations, I kind of wanted to do like a yin and yang effect, and I was really hoping that I'd get like either a really dark colour or a really light colour, and I ended up with a mid-tone, which is okay. It means this colour's quite a nice one. It's coral, very fitting considering it's mermaid based, and I was so happy I got this one actually. And I was really happy with it because it meant I could build up the layers, and it wasn't going to end up making the image too dark in any places, and it meant I could really play around with like the shading and stuff, which I was quite happy about. And for anyone who wants to take part in like doing like the one marker challenge, the one thing I will say about what is good about the one marker challenge is that you can it's quite nice to do a limited palette and just to test your illustration with that limited palette to see whether or not it works, because sometimes illustrations look better when there's less to it rather than more. And this is very good with the one marker challenge, and I will also say it's very good for working out your shading as well. If you're like me and you sometimes forget to do a light source or anything like that, by doing the one marker challenge, essentially what you're doing is you're working out the basis of your shading. And what you can do is you can like do a really harsh shading on it, and it will really help with your work. So I probably suggest, like, if you wanted to maybe do like a few illustrations and just try and practice like a lot of harsh shading with the just one marker. It can be very limiting using just only one pen to be able to colour in, but at the same time it can be very rewarding, and I've ended up loving both of these illustrations because it was a very limited colour palette, and I like that. And there are some people who only prefer a limited colour palette, and that's what's good with this. Now I'm going to have to give you a little disclaimer later on, and I'll explain why in a bit. So with this one, I was very happy with this one. I absolutely love the flow, and as you can see, I'm just going over with a white gel just to highlight any areas that needed a little bit of a boost off the actual page, just to give it a little bit more depth really, which is something I couldn't do with just only the bullet tip, because it can be quite thick and overlay a lot of ink, which can bleed into your lines. So the white gel really helps like to be able to keep those areas that you want to clean, and this can be very easily done when you are doing digital media. With traditional media, sometimes the traditional stuff can be quite hard to control, so the good thing is with the white gel pen, you're essentially making those areas that you want to have with that void of colour. You can do that. I'm just overlaying a bit and a few more areas to make them darker and really push the illustration out a little bit more, and I'm really happy with the way this one turned out, and I hope you guys like this one too. She's very cute. I do like her. So now I'm going to pick my colour for my next one. Now I'm going to point out I did pick out a colour called Frozen Lake. Now this is quite an old marker, and I didn't realise until like halfway through, let's say about after me using it for a minute or two, I suddenly realised that, oh my goodness, this marker is completely drying out. So I replaced it with a very similar colour called Denim Blue, and you're gonna see a little oops sign coming up in a bit, because I forgot to press record and I'd already started colouring in, and I was like, oh my god, what have I done? I'm such an idiot. But yeah, this isn't it's my fault really. I should have double checked all my markers, but to be fair, this colour was a limited edition when I first got it, and it's about 3 years old now, so I've had the marker for quite a while, and I've used it an awful lot. So yeah, this is a little cut, and I'm just showing you there that I've replaced Frozen Lake with Denim Blue. They're a very, very similar colour range. The Frozen Lake is a little bit lighter, so I'm very disappointed, unfortunately, that it did run out, and I do apologise about this. But do you remember me saying before I was really hoping I got contrasting colours? I was so lucky with this. I kind of wish that it was a warmer colour, that it was maybe a yellow or a pink, or like a purple, just something a little different, because this is a very, I'd say both of these colours are very saturated, so they can make an image look quite grey, or like it's got some sort of haze over it, which is kind of unfortunate, but it kind of plays with both of these, so I'm really, really happy with the colours that came out. If they were two darker colours, I can imagine it would have been much harder to use, but I'm actually very, very happy with the way they came out, and I'm very happy with the overall look of both illustrations. I'll probably have to try it again, but what I'll do is I'll just pick a darker colour, because the stuff that's in the tub there, it's not all the pens I own, but the other pens that I own, pretty much the same colours that are in the tins, is in the tin that you saw me pick out of. They're just in wallets instead, and essentially all the colours that I have in the tin are the same colours that I have in the wallets. So they're just the same colours that I do have, and there are like the more rarer ones are in the tub, unfortunately. And as I said to you before, some of these markers I've had for them for quite a while, so they are a little bit dry. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with both of these, and I highly suggest if anyone ever wants to see what an illustration would just look like with one colour, I highly recommend like trying it out, and just to see how you could push your palette to its extreme. I think I'd like to try the 6 marker challenge, or like the pastel colour challenge, or something like that, no lines challenge. I mean, what challenges would you guys like to see maybe next month? Let me know down in the comments below, and yeah, just let me know what you think of these illustrations. I'm very happy with the way that they came out, and I'm very happy that they are a part of my Little Mermaid that I've been taking part of. As I'm gonna plug it again, as you guys are, if you guys are interested in seeing my progress with Mermaid, feel free to check out my Instagram and Twitter linked down below. So I'm gonna thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'm really happy with the way these came out, and I hope you guys like them too. I'm sorry about the marker issue I had. It's not something I can really control. These, unfortunately, with letrasets, they aren't refillable, so I'm never going to get that marker again, so it's kind of sad really. RIP Frozen Blue. You will be sorely missed. No longer will I be able to do Frozen with you. I'm going to have to let you go. Oh god, Frozen joke. Okay. I guess that is a time for me to wrap it up. Just showing you both illustrations together, and I am so happy with how they contrast. They just look perfect together, and I really am happy with the colour palettes, and I just can't wait to see what I could possibly do next. So I am going to thank you guys so much for watching. If you wish to see more content from me, maybe subscribe to my little channel. I would really appreciate it. Or comment, or let me know what you'd like to see next. Stay creative, folks.